Hello, good evening. It's approximately, 1:17 a.m. in the morning. I'm making sure that my notifications are off. Yes, I use the Mylar, but I use it mostly so because they are electronically technology, so it's a little more difficult to see me. It's Monday. What is today? March. Hello, one. It's coming in blurry because they're messing with the phones, not just mine. And everyone's I'm just kind of like, I just keep, I don't know if that's just, they're just stirring up everybody's, cognitive their cognitive, whatever you want to think. I forget what you call it. I'll have to think about that one again. But I'm doing this because they wouldn't allow me to upload my video to YouTube. My other one where I didn't go. Hi, Alicia. Nice picture. Is that your mother? It's pretty. It's nice. Nice memory. Yeah. I kind of want to talk about some of the things that I need to post. And, the thing is that I'm seeing is that Alfred Webbery, who is a Juris Doctorate attorney, that means that's the highest level that you can get. That's like having a PhD in law, and you're a constitutional attorney. We are in a space war. Whether anyone knows it, understands it, recognize it, I think that's why they call it cognitive dissonance. People are they've been lied to, they've been lulled into this scary deep sleep / false security. And they've been doing that for at least over 73 plus years. And the point is, that's what the Pentagon AI sentient world, which is basically a space war. And that's where they're merging the humans with the artificial intelligence. And it's the real thing. It is the real deal. It's like I've been telling a lot of people, and they have really hard time wrapping their minds around it because they don't, scientifically they don't understand it. They haven't spent the time trying to understand, study frequencies, physics, etc., so on and so forth. Everything is electrical. There's magnetic electricity. There's scalar waves. There's antimatter. There's dark matter. There's the God particle. There's also the ghost particle. There is all sorts of things. There's radiation, so on and so forth. We pretty much know all of that. You want your proof and your evidence, you look into their weather warfare. They're controlling the planet. And besides the HAARP, where they're shooting their stuff, the arrays up into the ionosphere, because also I believe the flat earth was a massive disinformation. It was a massive psyops to screw with everyone, because they know that everybody's pretty much in their kind of thinking. Everyone has like a 2-year-old second grade education and mentality. You do that, but that's not only that. They got all these tons of satellites. If you're sitting there beaming things that are like scalar wave, they can go through the center of the universe, go all the way through and never lose speed. So you can just begin to understand what kind of control they've got over this. Okay? And that they've already hacked into the fourth dimension. And that's what they call space. That's not outer space. It is space. That's really what's going on. They're trying to merge the 3D and the 4D. That's exactly what I said. And they're going to be using the Americans. And I guess they depend on, all of the countries depend on, I guess, the Americans to do that. So yes, there's that demonic garbage. And yet there's a lot more intelligence than you would have thought involved. And that's why all this confusion you get into all this confusion. Is it demonic? Because everyone thinks demonic is just crazy people, whatever, insane people. They don't think of it as like ETs, extraterrestrials. But technically, a lot of these ETs do go interdimensionally. As they go through wormholes. They go through their own portals, natural, etc. And then they use the particle accelerators to blast through a lot of things. And I think that's why they're running into the problem they're running into. Hello, sweetie. I thought that was cute. I'm like, I wish I could press some stars, hearts or something. What the heck happened? Oh, shoot. I just lost something. I can't view me. Okay, there I am. Okay, so when you have your parallels, you have your parallels. Everything is kind of like cocooned, kind of like an embryo sac. You're not meant to go into other ones. You have your own realms. You have, those are the rules. Those are the rules of nature. You don't do it. Okay? Nature makes it, whatever you want to call it, God, etc. You don't do that. And when you do that, especially when you're going against nature, God, law, the whole thing, you cause all sorts of problems. And that's why, hi, Sherry. How are you doing? I think you're probably one of the few people. Your stuff is pretty bad. I would not want to go through. Yeah, but you have a much more understanding of what I go through. Yours is much more demonic. Mine kind of goes out into the space thing. Yeah, so that's where CERN, and they're busting through the other dimensions. They're using the particle colliders to do that. And when you do that, you're breaking nature. You're going against that. You're not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to happen, and that's why it's also they're calling it the spiritual world. But I think that's why everything is so very extremely demonic. And the idiots, I don't really, sorry, I'm going to say this because Robert Stanson has his trolls spying out there, reporting back to him when I say things. But I had to agree with him on this one thing. He said, the American gov, the military, whatever you want to call it, in the military industrial complex, all of those people, Eisenhower, whoever, whatever, had a choice. They could have made a choice. They decided to hold the hand or grab a hold of the negative, demonic devil world. They didn't have to do that. To me, that is a sign of weakness, a desperation in order to get some kind of power. And, but they're going to do what they're going to do because they have been so massively just into their thing, and also massive desperation. And, when you make a deal with the devil, who do you think's going to win? Not only that, devil means annihilation. Devil means death. All you've done is made an arrangement with something. Is death equals death. Death begets death. That's all you're going to do. That's all you're going to go. That's the only direction you're going to go into. I mean, what do you think you're going to do? Continue to defy everything? They're even saying the God particle can actually destroy universes. Not, the antimatter where they're collecting at CERN. They've managed to accelerate it, but it takes just something the size of a grain of sand of antimatter, which is equal to 4 atomic bombs, Hiroshima type of bombs. So, but I think that's what a lot of this is about, because there's a lot of wars, and I'm not just here on this earth, and they've kept that from us. That's been the big secret. And now it's coming into our face, and it's just, I don't know what else to say. We are a corporation, and they just keep trying to act like it's business as usual. We're a government. No, you're not. You're not a government. You're a corporation, and I don't take orders from a corporation. Okay? And then I'm like, why is Trump begging for money for the election? You're a wartime president. You don't have to go through the election. And I think he's ruined things for the Republicans. In the House, I think he helped ruin it for the Californians, the Republicans. He should have tried really hard, because he should have taken the control and the power out of California, and he didn't do it. And California is just this big old mayhem place where you allow the stupid, crazy, lunatic, psycho Democrats. And if you don't believe me, go take a look at San Francisco. Okay? And all this other stuff, and the UN agenda, 2030, sustainable smart cities, all of it. They've manufactured every damn problem. They manufactured, they caused the homelessness, they caused the inflation, they've caused everything. Even the COVID virus. Mike Adams is saying he's got the evidence from the CDC back that they knew back in November of 2019. Alfred Webber, he's the war crimes judge, and also there were other war crimes judge, and they were doing natural law and common law tribunal against the COVID and also the 5G. I think they need to do that and add a whole lot more of other stuff. We need to go through it, and technically I'm calling it the grid, and put it on and submit it and start calling them for what they are. Hey there, James. And I know, this is my Mylar, my space blanket. So, and then if you see the color, it's my plant light. It's my grow light. That's why it's a funny color. My roommate, basically, she likes it on because it gives her some warmth. And plus, it's a healthy, ambient type of positive light. Instead of the other lights with a blue light and stuff like that. But anyway, that's what's going on. It needs to be, they need to, in my opinion, I think they nipped so many things in the bud. Nobody can, congregate, nobody can rally, nobody can protest, nobody can anything. They want to bring into the new currency, then they want everybody to take the vaccine in order to get your certificate, and they've already talked about it. You're sticking it up in their nose, way up into the brain cavity. When you're doing that, you're trying to, deposit something. You're not trying to take a sample. You're a lying piece of crap that you guys are. And Joe Imbriano calls it medical eugenics, economics, and other people call it medical mafia, etc., so on and so forth. These are the crazies that are part of the Pentagon AI garbage, sentient world war, whatever space war. They're trying to live forever, and that's what it's all about. They're doing this massive human experimentation. It's not for us. It's not to extend our lives. It's for them. And that's where the off-planet stuff is. And people go, well, Nina, you need to prove it. Well, give me the 15K, and I'll prove it to you. I have the people. I just don't have the dinero right now. I have the people that have the technology, and I can prove it to you. The other part is, I'm kind of wondering, wouldn't the UFO community be extremely interested in proving this? I want to know how real they are. Or do they just like being hiding? Because I'll prove it. No problem. I'll get down to business. I'd like to prove my American GovPerps and show what they're doing and how ugly, traitorous, treacherous, backstabbing, ugly, loathsome. Darwinism, I'm pretty sure, would not want them to extend their lives. But you'd have to have garbage to go along with their crap. Yeah, it's not about life. It's not about... It's all funny. It's like, their projection is very, very negative. Stupid. They think they're funny. They think they're really, really funny. And they're not funny for a second. So in other words, it's my psychotronics. In other words, it's real time. I get to see them, and I get to see all of this. Okay? Not that I wanted to, but my point is, I've managed to figure out how to get from point A to point B. Just don't have the 5K. It's 5K for 3 days. And then I would have that, and then I would ask, I want somebody in government to take some kind of military, go in and start arresting them. They're more important to me, to arrest them, than these idiots that are psychopaths, celebrities, crap, whatever. Because those idiots can't do anything without these government agencies. Okay? Just like the politicians, they wouldn't know how to think. Okay, if they didn't tell them what to do. So, that's what my extreme incentive, and not only that, they're taking it to hurt people. They're using it, and that's why I'm calling the AI a weapon of mass destruction. And it needs to be included in the natural law, the common law, war tribunals, and then it needs to be shut down all of it, the garbage, the reality. I don't know what the rules are on the galactic level, whatever that is, and who would put up with this and why would they put up with this. And I'm just kind of going, you know what? You do not have any right. I mean, I can just prove it by the fact that you're not even supposed to be here. You belong in another dimension. Go away. And in fact, I'm not even sure you're even meant to be there. Are you made? Because I don't think anyone gave birth to you. They do have craft. And a lot of this has to do with Sweden. Why would they be protected and considered so special? Trump, I don't know what the hell happened to him. I just find it disgusting. Just really, really disgusting. You know, asking for money for elections. I'm just like, well, everything is totally screwed over. I'm like, what nerve? You know, shut up and tell the truth and quit lying. Hi, Marissa. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm talking about that stuff. Oh. Yep, I'm going back in that direction, and I'd like to be able to have the money to prove it, show to the world, and show what's really going on, and just kind of like Devin Devine says, we're in more danger than we know. And I feel extremely, it's necessary, it needs to be exposed in order for us to protect ourselves and show that they have such incredibly mean, evil intent. They do a lot of things. They rape the males. This is human trafficking. There's stuff going on. The Super Soldier talk show talks about it. We are not the top of the food chain. And, I mean, as crazy as it all may seem, you know, all that science fiction, it is reality. It's just been extremely hidden. Hello. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? So, I was kind of forced to come on live. I didn't want to, but they're messing with my phone. And they've been messing with a lot of things. They won't let me go on Amazon to get my laser pen. That proves to you it's electronic. It works on them. You point it in the direction and it blinds them. I'm in my house. I can point it in their direction. It blinds them. They get extremely angry. And that includes the Americans and also the Swedes. There's a lot more to those drones also. But we got to take more of the science. There's a lot of things that I found with some of these drones. I have a really, really bright one out here. But also there's this stuff that's clusters. That's not normal for stars. All these tiny little clusters around things. I mean, I wish I had maybe a telescope or something. Especially with a camera, so that, yeah. There's also apparently they have craft. Motherships, craft, whatever. I'm kind of curious about that. I wonder how you might be able to capture that. I've kind of left some information with Dr. Stephen Green. I wonder if he'll take he'll bite. And, I'm like, if you guys are real, why don't you? I mean, not just disclosure, Okay, everyone. You have a good night, a safe night. It's not going to get better. They're going to try and force us to take the vaccine. And in my opinion, it is a bioweapon. They want to put nanotech in it. They want to tag us. And then also, I think they can do it already without the 5G activate things in our body. And then there's other things that are making us sick. That's why I go in nauseam to Alfred Webery and I tell him what's been going on. Because the food will get you sick, the perfume, the cigarettes, the colognes, trying not to forget the marijuana. They've been doing this stuff for a very long time. They've been tampering this with the soaps, body soaps, laundry soaps, detergent soaps, feminine, hygiene products, and I've done videos on that. You can even look back in the day when I was doing that before all of this happened. So this is the stuff, and I'm like, I'm kind of going, I told you so, but it's at least twice worse than I thought it was going to be. So I'm even in shock. But that doesn't mean that I've given up the fight. When I was an Uber driver, I was parking, and I was staying down in the LAX El Segundo area. It was about 32 miles, 72 miles round trip, so I'd stay there. And anyway, I'd find myself parked, or a Chinese spy parked in their vans next to me. They kind of stand out. They're very, very stiff. Hey, Marley. They have a very, very stiff back. I've never seen anything like that. And they're just kind of zombie-ish, kind of staring forward. And just, you know, I was in the defense contractors, the aerospace contractors, the Air Force. I was in that area while I have the Swedes and their satellite. And they get all hyper because they don't want them here, because their technology is here to spy. Okay, so they kind of like acted a little freakish about the whole thing. And yes, the Chinese are very extremely involved. So, I mean, I think that's why everyone freaks. It's not because people don't like Chinese people. It's the government. You know, it's like everyone's like, you pissed them off. Oh, yeah, we think, oh, yeah. They want to be the superpower. They want to control, you know, they're kind of like a Hillary Clinton, all that stuff. And no one puts it past them. That's why everyone's freaking. When you say bioweapon, everyone like jumps. Yes, and they start running, you know. Yes, and I think everyone knows that. I think the spy intelligence agencies know that. So, okay. Sounds nice. I'd like to have equipment not just to prove this, but also equipment to start testing everything, because they've done such a high level of contamination. It's been contaminated far more than it was before. It started in July of 2014. And it can be pretty gross, but my problem is at $500 a pop, it gets very, very expensive to get a company to do it for you. And then also you're not even sure if the company is trustworthy, reliable, they're going to work for the government agencies, the intel agencies, and lie, to you and waste your money, which they seem to love to do. Especially my San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Department, who think that they're military. And they have a very warped, perverted sense of reality. And it's very sick to me. It's very gross. They're just into raping males. And it's a form of torture, and I'm not happy with them. Not in the least. Not for a second. Oh, really? Oh. Wow. Okay, so they're saying I'm 20-30 seconds ahead of video. Massive interesting. I'd like to see that. That would be interesting. But those equipment is like $62,000. You have to have usually dedicated equipment, for one for chemicals and one for biologies. And if you were allowed to have a business and make some money, you could finance it. But they're not allowing anything. They're just making, they're just going. Right now, I'm kind of almost freaking out. I'm like, should I leave money in the bank account? They won't let me get the laser. They've said like 3 times it's been declined. It's like a $17, $20 laser. I've even talked to my bank. They go, yeah, it's been paid. Blah, 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 blah. And then you have no one you can talk to at Amazon. No live human. Not even the chat is working. How convenient. And then now they're also having an Amazon Instacart strike. Just when everybody needed it. How interesting. Talk about the intelligence agencies and their psyops controlling the people. Hey, girl. Okay. So in the background, you can hear her playing it. So she's going to show, in a sense, the delay. Okay, no, it's good. It's good to know. That's what I want to know. So, this is being funny. Okay. Okay, everyone. Yes, do the healing, the anointing, and praying to God. They don't like that. Also, the negativity, the energies, that's actually a food for them. We are a food source for them. Our body, our energy, our essence is a food source for them. I know it sounds strange. It sounds so way out there, fantastic and all that. crap and garbage, but it is reality. There's a lot of things in life that we don't know about and we accept, on just empirical knowledge because you see it. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. Life is stranger than fiction. But our American government, our Pentagon, all of them who basically have become militarized, and part of the Pentagon AI sentient world, space world, which includes the FBI, the San Luis Obispo County, all of them, they've known about it for a very long time. So there's nothing new. But that's kind of what I'm saying. Go to the Super Soldier talk on YouTube, and then you will begin to see what I'm talking about. I do not like the AI thing. I mean, I like the guy from Cambodia. He's cool and everything. These are supposedly super soldiers. A lot of these people are military, and they'll tell you stuff. It's really hard to explain, but when it starts to get into this interdimensional stuff, that's why it gets a little more complicated and are hard to mentally understand. And but it is reality. So everything is energy. Everything's frequencies and energy, and that is what they're doing. That is what they're creating. That's exactly what they're doing. If they can destroy worlds, planets, and universes, this should be easy for them in comparison. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look you up. I still want equipment. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. And take care. And God bless. And all that. Okay, thanks. Be strong and vigilant. Okay, bye.